Hi, my name is Judy Spady, and I'm talking to you from my home in Colorado. I will be attending the Republican National Convention in Tampa in August for Ron Paul, and I cannot wait. It is going to be wonderful. I cannot wait to get down there to stand with everybody else for Ron Paul. This is going to be a convention like no other. There will be thousands of people in Tampa with us. There will be many of us on the floor at the convention, and I cannot wait to stand for liberty and freedom alongside with Dr. Paul. I am making this video to you today because I am writing this to ask for a little bit of support to help me to get to Tampa. But first I want to tell you just a little bit about myself. I am doing all of this for many reasons. I have been fighting with the Ron Paul campaign since November to bring many people from my local and county local and county areas to the state convention in Colorado. I organized the most members that have attended the state convention in Colorado from my county than ever has before. So I took several people to the state convention with us in order to help many of us get elected from Colorado. I do this for two reasons. I fight daily to stop the tyranny and oppression that is happening in our nation right now. And I do this for two reasons, mostly for my children and my future grandchildren, because I believe their future is important and I want them to be raised in the freest nation the world has ever seen in the same way that I was. But I also do it because I come from a long line of ancestors that would expect nothing more from me, or nothing less from me. My ancestral line goes all the way back to the Mayflower, to William White. My fifth great-grandfather fought in the American Revolution, and my great-grandfather fought in the Civil War. So I know that this is what they would expect me to do, is to fight as hard as I can to save this great nation. I will be going to Tampa, and I have done all of this for the Ron Paul Convention. Or for the that's what it's called, the Ron Paul Convention. Anyhow, I do all of this and have been involved in this manner, mostly because when I got involved in the Tea Party movement 3.5 years ago, a local friend of mine at one of our local meetings said something that has just struck with me ever since. He said that it must be principle over party every day of the week. And I stand strong with Dr. Paul and all of you in the Liberty Movement because we all believe in that so firmly, because we know that it's not about the corrupt two-party system that we've been given, but that we know that it's about principle all the time, constantly, and that we cannot waver on our principles. Dr. Paul has never wavered on his principles, and that is why we all support and love him. I would like to read a quote from Dr. Paul that to me really, really makes sense as far as all the fights that we are doing, as far as all of the reasons that we are doing what we are these days. And you've probably heard it before, but I'm going to repeat it again. The quote is, "May future generations look back on our work and say that these were men and women who in a moment of great crisis stood up to the politicians, the opinion molders, and the establishment and saved their country." Congressman Ron Paul. That is why I do what I do, and that is why all of you continue to fight in the Liberty Movement as well. I know that Dr. Paul isn't the only answer. I realize this. I realize there's not much he can do about the upcoming economical collapse. But because it is up to all of us, it is going to take us many years to change our nation back to the constitutional republic that should be about we the people instead of the corruption of the government. But he will take us back closer towards that constitutional republic, and that is why I feel that we need to fight for him as much as possible right now. I am writing this video, as I said, to ask for your support to help me to get to Tampa. I am not asking for tons and tons of money from everybody, just as much as you can afford. $10 or $15 would help me tremendously, and I would greatly appreciate it. A little bit about who I am. As I said, I've started in the Tea Party movement several years ago. I have since changed my role from that, and now I am the Colorado director for an organization called the Patriot Coalition. And the Patriot Coalition has partnered with Oath Keepers in the last 8 months, I guess it is, to form a website that's called theintolerableacts.org. And at the Intolerable Acts, we educate citizens on the dangers of the horrible NDAA bill. Everybody should be very aware of this and should really fully understand it. If you go to the intolerableacts.org website, I encourage all of you to download resolutions for your county, and if it's not there, request one and we'll make sure that you get it. Everybody needs to take this to their county level to protect their local communities against the tyranny of the feds through this horrible, horrible bill. So I really invite you to do so. It's all very important that we do that at our county and state levels if possible. I also work for an organization called Tea for Education. I've been with them for about 3.5 years as well. And T for Education stands up with the state legislators across the nation, stands up to make sure that the choice of education is in the parents' hands, not in the federal government. So that is a role that I play there. I also have been on the core team of Watch the Vote since December, and it was not easy to uncover the fraud that happened in Iowa. It was a really tough pill for me to swallow, to understand how fraudulent our elections really are. But now I understand how important it is that people really understand and are educated on the truth of that. So I am on the core team of Watch the Vote still. However, there is an organization that I am on the board of directors for called Guardians for Liberty, and I believe that Guardians for Liberty is the only organization in the nation right now that is truly going to work on 5 solid principles that must occur to save the nation. They are essential principles that have to occur in order to save things, or we'll never get it back on track. So I invite you to go to guardiansforliberty.com. We will be rolling out that organization really big here in the next few months. If you check the guardiansforliberty.com website, you will be able to get information on my chip-in and how you can help me to get to Tampa so that I can represent you down there, and also on how you can understand how to get involved more with Guardians for Liberty so that we can work together to truly save this nation and not just attend rallies and conferences that aren't really doing anything. Lastly, I just want to say that in Tampa, I will do whatever I can to keep all of you informed. I will have a blog that I will try to update every night with pictures and videos and everything that I can as far as what my experience and what I'm witnessing on the convention floor. The blog is Colorado for Ron Paul with the number 4, so coloradoforronpaul.com, and I will make sure to use that that blog to update you on everything that I see. It is time we stand up. It's beyond time that we stand up for we the people. We all know that Ron Paul is the Thomas Jefferson of our times, and I will stand as strong as the Founding Fathers did with all of you to preserve liberty in our nation. We can do this. Let's do this together, and I will keep you informed as your representative in Tampa. Thank you so much for all of your help. Please go to guardiansforliberty.com and help me with my chip-in site. I would sure appreciate your help. And let's stay together. And as Matt Larson 10 always says, go Ron Paul, peace. Sorry, Matt, but decided to steal it a little bit. Thank you.